is in Wilson Dam, Alabama, in the broad valley of the Tennessee River. The people at Wilson Dam were faced by many of the same educational problems with which every community is faced. The way they solved them is the story of this picture. Most important, they decided that in this school, children would learn by doing. For example, how many are here today? How many lunches will we need? A practical question. And it's Billy's turn to count. So 1, 2, 3, and so on until they are all down. And of course, there's teacher and me. That makes 17 of us. Now write it down. So we'll need 17 lunches and 17 bottles of milk. Practical mathematics, and he won't forget it. And this is called sharing. Sharing your own experiences, your own discoveries, your own abilities with others. Nelda here is explaining what she knows about this unusual sponge, and sponges in general. And Donald has plenty to say about his airplane. He's learning by telling, learning to organize his knowledge, learning to share it with others, and learning, too, to expand his interest in planes to include a broader interest in the national scope of the airplane industry. Reading to other children is a part of sharing in this school. Every child takes an active part and learns by doing. Interest is one of the most important factors in learning, and the knowledge that comes with interest in a subject is knowledge that lasts. That's why keeping the children's interest always at a high level is considered fundamental to the educational process at Wilson Dam School. Building a rabbit hutch teaches planning and measuring and concentration. And when a rabbit actually lives in the hutch you built for him, the joys and lessons of accomplishment are yours. Pets are fun, but it's because they contribute important lessons that they are part of the curriculum. In addition to companionship and an outlet for affection, they help to make children less self-conscious, and they do wonders in developing a sense of responsibility. And pets can serve to teach still other lessons. The white rats are popular in themselves, but the main reason for their existence is to provide an object lesson in practical nutrition. The children feed the rats, keep careful record of their weight on a chart, and discover at first hand the effect of diet on health and growth. The children are encouraged to plan their own activities and carry them out with the help of a teacher. Together, they create and execute an original dance. Dancing is a logical part of the program because it's helpful exercise and teaches group as well as individual coordination. Drill has its place in the schoolwork. Wilson Dam school children learn from books as well as from experience. But for them, drill is not part of a set program. It is given as it is needed in the judgment of the teacher who selects the psychological moment when she believes this work will accomplish most. The children have regular drill books for both spelling and arithmetic to help clinch the learning in these skills which they gain from their reading and everyday experiences. Encourage a child's natural tendency to imitate, stimulate his creative imagination, and he'll learn things never found in books. That's why play acting is encouraged. Here's a group about to present Snow White and Rose Red. It's all part of the whole broad plan of well-rounded development of all the child's mental and physical capacities. Play modeling. Mental pictures become concrete realities. Muscular coordination, the hand obeying the mind, is the important thing here. Finger painting is another way of strengthening the tie between imagination and reality. And brush and watercolors provide still another medium. Some of this work turns out to be most presentable. Impressionism, pure and simple, and how effective it can be. And then, of course, you have to clean up afterwards. It's part of things. No false notions here about what kind of a world this is. Group singing is one of the most popular activities of all. It's fine relaxation and helps to stimulate the natural interest in music common to most children. Often the school brings in outside talent to give the children a chance to develop their appreciation of music. And, of course, the children themselves are encouraged to participate and provide their share. Visitors to the school are encouraged. In fact, they are made a part of the educational process because they satisfy one of the important ambitions of a child, which is to gain recognition and approval from adults. And in addition, explaining their work helps to clarify it in the minds of the children. Discussions concerning problems which occur in the school encourage children to have opinions and express them. It's good practice in the basic technique of democracy. Physical exercise is a part of the school day because a sound body is a major objective in any well-rounded educational program. In the spring, the school's sizable flower and vegetable garden becomes an important part of the curriculum. Each child is encouraged to care for his own crop, be it flowers or vegetables. They pick beans with gusto because it's their garden. They planted the seeds, and they're harvesting the results of their labor. And they know now from experience the meaning of such things as farming and growth and soil and crops. Bringing in the harvest, vegetables for the hot lunch that is served at the school every day. washing and preparing the vegetables is a part of learning by doing. These children know what goes on in a kitchen, and respect for labor is one more important lesson that is learned in the garden. Then, clean up for lunch. At Wilson Dam, this means more than just sitting down to eat. Each class has a lunch committee which assumes responsibility for ordering the proper amount of food. The children do the serving. They take turns and change committees every few weeks so that everyone has a chance to participate in the tasks to be done. And somehow, it's all much more fun when you do it this way. A teacher usually serves for the younger children, but they have their responsibilities too. And what appetites! And when lunch is over, you clean up and put things away. Then comes the rest period for everyone from the kindergarten to the 6th grade. For the school recognizes that rest is vital for growing children, a balance for their strenuous work and play. The older children sleep on mats, the younger ones on cots, and they really sleep soundly. No trouble relaxing here. Sometimes, when the weather permits, they nap out of doors in the warm sun. And when the whole school is hushed, boys who lunch at home tiptoe about picking up the empty milk bottles. Well, rest period's over. Time to get up. Some of them sleep so soundly that they have to be waked. But it isn't long before sleep gives way to activity again. And the task of transforming the dormitory back into a schoolroom is underway. They work with a will, and the chores are out of the way in no time. In keeping with modern practice in preventive medicine, all of the children are given a medical examination by the county health officer and his staff at the beginning of each school year. And because the health of the child is bound up with that of his family, parents are urged to be present at these interviews, which include a dental as well as a medical checkup. A thorough examination takes time, but in many cases it means that sickness may be prevented and loss of time from school later in the year cut to a minimum. The school staff of 6 teachers and the principal are constantly studying the children and planning for the next steps in their development. The combined experience of the whole staff is brought to bear on the problems of each child. They also make a point of close, friendly relations with parents. Parents are encouraged to visit the school frequently and without any feeling of restraint. Encouraged to realize that both school and home play their parts in a single continuous process of education. teachers, in their turn, keep in close touch with the homes and families of their pupils. These are extremely important influences and often furnish revealing clues to the child's behavior. There is a constant attempt to break down the false distinction which often exists between home and school in the educational process. The school curriculum places considerable emphasis on relating school activities to life in the outside world. This class, for example, is making butter. The teacher starts things off and explains the process, and each one has his chance to try a hand at churning. It works all right. There's your butter. And that's the way butter is made in a creamery. But what about creameries and dairies? The words don't mean much unless you've seen one. So see one they do. That's the way the milk they have for lunch is put into bottles. Seeing a variety of community activities is a part of this kind of education. What makes a house? What's in it? It's so much simpler to understand how things are done when you watch the progress unfold before your eyes, as TV builds demountable houses for defense workers. The trip to the airfield is always a high spot, and the girls seem to like it almost as much as the boys. Another interesting sight is the Wilson Dam and its navigation locks. It's all a part of learning how the community works. The woods, too, are a part of a child's education. Wilson Dam children explore the world of nature and bring back leaves, ferns, insects, and other prizes for study. Planting pine seedlings with the help of a forester to check soil erosion on the school grounds is the same kind of practical study. A lesson in the preservation of natural resources will develop before their eyes. Perhaps the most important spot in the school is the library, for this is really the focal point of the whole educational process. All of the doing stimulates an appetite for the many fascinating things to be discovered in books. There are picture books, too, lots of them, as well as all kinds of stories, magazines, and reference volumes. Bobby here is devouring material about his white rats and nutrition. In keeping with the school policy, children take turns acting as librarian and take pride in helping their fellows find the fascinating world which waits for them on the colorful shelves. What does it all mean, this learning by doing? This putting children on their own? It means the rapid, lasting learning that can come only with intense interest. It means the self-discipline that comes with independence of action. It means the healthy bodies that come with good food, rest, and exercise. It means a sense of social responsibility that comes with interest in the other fellow and respect for property. Education with the emphasis always on the individual so that he may take his proper place in society. This is education in democracy.